Hello, welcome to this module of the PRINCE2 Foundation course. In this module we're given an introduction to the course, a bit of information about Prince and how we've approached the presentation of the course. So we're going to look at the purpose of the PRINCE2 Foundation examination. We're going to summarise the material that you've received as hard copy when you register for the course. We'll look at the PRINCE2 Foundation examination, and then we'll look at the approach we've taken to the way in which we present the course. The purpose of the foundation level examination is to confirm you have sufficient knowledge and understanding of the Prince method to be able to work effectively with, or as a member of, a project management team working with an environment supporting Prince. Effectively mean you can work with a project that is using Prince and you know enough about the method, the terminology and the documentation to be effective in that team. The foundation level is a prerequisite for the practitioner level. So if you intend to take the practitioner examination, you will have to take and pass the foundation examination first. The PRINCE2 examination is multiple choice. You've got sample exam papers. You need to choose one answer from 4 usually, and you're filling an answer sheet by writing in pencil in small ovals. There's 75 questions on the examination paper. But 5 of those questions are being used by the examining body to test out new questions to see if they are satisfactorily discriminating between students. So only 70 questions will actually be marked. You don't know which 5 are not being marked, you need to answer all 75. And of the 70 questions that are marked, you need to get 35 of those questions correct. There's no losing marks for wrong answers, it is just 35 correct answers will get you a pass. There are no borderlines on this exam. 35 is a pass, 34 is a fail, I'm afraid, so it's 35 or more which you need. In most cases you will be given the mark, a provisional mark, shortly after you've taken the examination, and that will be confirmed later by the examining body. But in many cases your exam paper will be marked quite quickly and you will be given a provisional mark. The examination is 60 minutes duration. So you haven't got much time here. You can get allowances to get additional time if you're taking the examination where English or the examination paper is not in your first language. And if you've got certain disability needs, you may get given extra time as well. If you think you come into either of those circumstances, when you book the examination, check with the examining body if you are qualified for extra time. The examination is closed book, that is, it's you and the examination paper. So when we're studying the practitioner course, you do need to remember that the topics we're covering, you do need to commit to memory and understand, because in examination you can't refer to anything, it's just what you can put down on paper. No previous experience is required for this exam. Everything that you need to know to pass the examination will be covered on the course, so you don't have to have worked in project management or in any particular industry before taking the examination. You've been provided with certain material as hard copy. You've got a sample exam paper labelled Foundation Sample Paper 1, which has 75 questions on it. You've got an answer sheet for that exam, which is the same as the answer sheet you'll use in the real exam, and an answer key giving you the answers to the questions. You've got a Foundation Sample Paper 2, again with an answer sheet and an answer key. We've given you a diagram of the Prince process model, a colour diagram. That is in A3 size, but you've also been given it as 2 separate A4 pages that you can print off and staple or sellotape together. It presents information in a way that's not readily available directly from the Prince manual. We've also provided you with a process model summary of a slightly complex diagram that is taken from the Prince manual, but the diagram in the manual is not easily readable. That's a slightly bigger font size. We've also given you a suggested sequence in which you should study the courses. The way we've put the course together, and the sequence I suggest that you do the material in, is firstly there's 3 modules by way of introduction. That is an introduction to Prince that covers some of the basic terminology and concepts in the method. A discussion of the 7 principles that underline the Prince method, and an overview of the process model, a very high level view of the 7 processes. We then suggest that you follow the modules in the sequence in which you would typically use them on a project. That is, working through the processes in the sequence in which a project manager would use the processes, using the various documents and different concepts in Prince at the time you would first use them. That's a suggested sequence for the course. There's no requirement you absolutely have to follow that sequence, but it's what we believe to be a logical way to develop the subject, and I strongly advise you to follow the suggested sequence. That finishes the introduction to the course, so you're now ready to pursue the first module on the PRINCE2 suggested sequence of modules.
Start with new learning now.